Hello everybody and welcome back out at our house. Once again, you can see it in the background here. Jessica will be here very shortly to see the progress, but you can see just how much water we have in this area. And a couple videos ago I mentioned how all this water was sitting over here. Well, that has now drained across and has ended up in the driveway. So things are very wet. Went ahead, dug with the shovel to try to get this draining in here, and now it's draining across the driveway and into the ditch over here. So it looks like things are draining out pretty good, but you know, there is a lot of water in here. This runs all the way back to where our driveway will be coming through on this side of the house. We thought all that water would drain down that way, but instead it's actually draining from that direction over this way. So we're going to be putting a culvert in here, running it at an angle over to the ditch over here. So might be able to put it back a little bit further, fill that in a little bit more, and I'm thinking of putting a drain right here where all that water's at as well, because when all this water's coming down from the house, that's where it's ending up. All right, let's get up here now. It's definitely really mucky. I'm glad that I have my muck boots on right now, otherwise I'd be getting pretty wet. It's been, oh geez, I think the last time that I filmed here, roof was going on. So the roof is now complete, and we did have some really high winds this last weekend, like 30, 40 mile per hour winds. Was a little bit worried about the roof because, you know, that tar has not had a chance to heat up and adhere these to each other, but they did 6-nail these, so looks like we didn't have any issues there. All right, coming on into the garage now. Looks like we got some new things over here in the box. Looks like the vent for the fireplace. And yep, some more inner vents. So that's what we got here. Looks like a little bit more insulation. Our door over there that's waiting to go in until this garage floor is poured. Looks like they went ahead and insulated around here today. Built a little step. It's getting late too, so hopefully it's not getting too dark and we're able to see all this. Looks like we got some more vent stuff in here. Right now they are working on roughing in the plumbing and the HVAC. You can see a lot of stuff that's been stubbed in. Some PEX tubing ran, a lot of ventilation. Hopefully my snow pants aren't making too much noise, but pretty cold out here again today. We got freezing weather the next couple of days, so that's why I'm wearing those. And over in here, looks like we have this vent here that's coming down from the upstairs. That looks like it's probably about where the heater is sitting. We will also be needing the pot filler that will be right above the stove. I'm talking with our plumber. He said usually they do cold water to those, but I think we're going to change it over to hot water since he said it didn't really matter. Might as well make things a little bit warmer. Doesn't take as long to boil. So this bathroom, we did end up making a change in here. This was actually a lot shorter this direction, so we've ended up bumping this wall out another foot that direction. That will give us a lot more room here between the vanity and this door. Before, when we were putting a 30-inch vanity in here, it was so wide that we wouldn't have even had enough room to put the trim on here. So we bumped that out. And also with doing that, we decided to make this shower the full length as well. So shower will be going in here. We're going to be putting the valve over here to turn the shower on so you can reach around the door, turn it on, and you won't get wet. Again, this is just a guest bathroom on the main floor. And then this will just be a flex room. Maybe use it as a guest bedroom, little closet over there. And you can't even really tell that we moved this wall over another foot. This room is still huge. Only issue we kind of ran into here with ventilation is the vent fan that's going to be coming out over here, as well as above the range hood that's going to be right here. We can't really run that up through the second story and out the wall here. So we had a couple options. We could either drop down the ceiling here in the hallway closet and in the bathroom and run it out the wall here, or we could run them through the I-joists and come out right here, and now we're back in the flex room, and then just kind of build a little area out that those can run out the wall there. We're doing that with the one that's coming out of the vent fan in this bathroom, but actually the range hood above the stove, I think they're able to go down through the basement and out the wall down there. So it might not actually be that big. It might only be a 4-inch pipe that we need to hide. Moving over into here, they're trying to isolate the downstairs area to try to get some heat down in there. No heat's going down in there right now yet. There's actually probably a little bit of snow. You can see how dark it is down there. But they want to get the frost out of the ground down there so that they're able to do our rough plumb on the wet bar, as well as we're rough plumbing a bathroom down in there. So for future use, it's already inside of that concrete. And yeah, the windows we're still waiting on. They were supposed to be in this week, but Anderson keeps bumping it out further and further. So who really knows when we will be getting those windows in. Looks like a bunch more foam insulation up in there. Looks like a little bit up in this eave too, above the back porch. So that is all new. And let me see. Let's walk over here to our master and I'll show you a few more little bit of changes that we made in here. So this will be our dual vanity. You can see it right there, all stubbed in with vents. So that'll be 30-inch, 30-inch, and I think a 21 or 22-inch in the middle. We have our vent fans in here already that will be going up shortly. And the change that we actually ended up making was right here in the shower. So we were originally going to have 2 shower heads always. There will be one up here, and then I was going to have my own in here. So we would have 2 water outlets going on at the same time. We're going to have a diverter on this one that would have a hand shower, and this would be Jessica's side of the shower, that she could divert it from the hand shower up to the rain shower. I'm talking to the plumber. It's actually going to be more costly and actually create more maintenance issues later on down the road with the diverter. So he said, why don't you just run 3 heads? So we're able to run a hand shower head off the wall here, a rainfall shower that we're going to end up putting right here near the middle of the shower, and then a shower head over here, which will kind of be my shower head that's going to be up here, a stationary one off the wall facing away from the door so that we don't get any water going out that direction. We'll have a really elongated shampoo niche right here, and then a bench over in here. So that's one of the changes that we made in the shower. Let me take a look over here. We have plumbing for the toilet in right now. Looks like we don't have anything ran up from downstairs yet. Let's head on up to the upstairs now. You just cut through this wall because it's not in here yet. We don't have anything in the office that will need HVAC or plumbing wise. Running into a little bit of an issue with the electrical as well right now because, you know, they really don't want to run electrical with everything being wide open on the house like this. Sure is pretty dark up here now, but this will be our second furnace, so another one of those vents here, and then we have the 2 vents here, concentric vent that will vent out the top of the roof, and quite a bit of HVAC piping up in here. So that's pretty neat to see up in the attic. I can kind of see all their different manifolds tied into here. Looks like a maze of ductwork. Actually, looks like there's kind of 2 mains. So one branches off, kind of covers this side, and then this one branches off and kind of covers this area over here. Into the bathroom up here, this will be a double vanity as well. That's all plumbed in, and we also have our shower surround in. So this is just a typical tub shower. Looks like a lot of the stuff's already in. Looks like he's got some of the valving already in and the drains. Again, toilet's already plumbed there too. He's got that all stubbed in. Vent fans waiting to go up. And then over into the other bedroom here. Probably really hard to see. Not really too much different. Can just see a lot of the foam board that is in. A lot of roughing of the HVAC done up above here. And over here in this bedroom, pretty much the same thing. So some foam down in there against that outside wall. HVAC up above. Looks like they got 2 coming into here and then another small one coming out here in the closet. So that's kind of a tour of the inside. Looks like they put some bracing up here so that no one ended up falling off the top of the stairway, which is probably a good idea. Let's go out to the outside and see if there's anything new out there by the looks of it. Not sure if I had this in the last video, but they have our blocking up. We kind of added blocking where we thought we were going to put toilet paper roll holders or maybe a picture frame in that area. But let me see out here in the garage. Looks like they made some makeshift sawhorses. The windows, like I said, are not in here yet, but you know we had a lot of that Tyvek, our house wrap, that was blowing off in a lot of places. They went ahead today and actually secured that down with a little bit of that lumber. Look at here though, this one's completely ripped off yet. And even here on the corner, not sure what they're going to end up doing there. That will all be done before the siding goes back on here though. That'll all be tidied back up. These windows are in. These do have the classic grills on them. Those are the wrong ones, so we're actually going to be getting the Prairie grill inserts on this single hung windows here, as well as there and on the garage. So everywhere on the front of the house has those, but those won't be in until maybe December, so they might have to come back and just go ahead and install those again at that time, swap them out. Looks like some more foam that they put in here underneath this eave. How's the snow doing up on the top of the roof? Actually talking with the roofers too. I asked them when they were working on this area right here, that it's kind of a gully there, and up here, if that's the area that would most likely leak, and they said yep, that would be the area, but they did run the flashing up quite a ways in that area, so that they said we shouldn't have an issue. But this is the colder side of the house that faces to the north, so in the wintertime we do have a little bit of that snow buildup. So again, windows are have some wood on them to keep them from tearing that house wrap off. Nothing else new on this side. We're waiting for windows right here on our master bedroom. Then again over here on the back of the house, waiting for that window, but they went ahead and boarded that up, as well as up in there, so that that house wrap doesn't continue ripping. Again, more foam insulation up in the gables of the back porch. And yeah, these windows are boarded up as well. I'm not going to go ahead and run back to the pond right now. I did end up flying the drone though, so we'll be able to take a look from the drone and see how things look from there. Also, I went over there and ended up trimming the apple tree a little bit more, so kind of really whacked a lot of the branches off. But what I've been looking at online as to how these apple trees should look when they get trimmed, it's not too far off, and one that has never been trimmed in maybe 10-15 years by the looks of it. It needed a lot of work, so I kind of just cut the tops off, opened up the center, and cut a lot of the other branches that were shooting straight up or rubbing against one another. That's a quick house tour. You know, I'm not sure when the next time I'm going to film another update is. Probably when the HVAC and plumbing is done being roughed in. Maybe they will be starting to rough in electric at that time. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you go down below, hit that thumbs up button, the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and leave any questions and comments you have down below. Jumping into the drone video now, probably about 100 feet in altitude. Taking a look at this side of the house. Looks like quite a bit of that snow has melted in the areas that actually get sun on them. At the time of me filming this voiceover though, it is springtime, and the house has sure came a long way. They are working on siding. Drywall should be being worked on very soon. We finally have all of our windows in. That was delaying things quite a bit. You know, you can't do siding, you can't do drywall until all those windows were in. So thankfully, Anderson Windows finally delivered those and came through with that. I'm going to try to start editing at least 2 videos a week, so posting at least 2 videos a week for you guys, so that I'm starting to catch up on these, because you know, it is springtime and you're still seeing videos with snow on the ground. We did have a long delay though while we were waiting for windows, so in very short succession here, the videos will start being caught up on, and you'll probably notice a little bit of a time delay of an area where there wasn't really any progress going on here. I was just checking out on the house the area where it was most likely to leak in that little gully, the ravine there, where I'm sure the snow will be piling up next winter and freezing up. So you can see how much water there is around the outskirts of the house. We've definitely did a lot of water management around here. Even this weekend, I will be going out, putting in some trenches, laying some 6-inch pipe to drain our gutter downspouts from this side of the house as well as the other side of the house over to the pond. It'll help keep the area around the house nice and dry, as well as help maintain the level of the pond, I'm sure. And we'll also be taking the water that's in the woods area, that kind of a little wet, like a wetland, and draining that over to the pond, so that's not draining straight across our property as well. We did notice a little bit of the dirt settling, so we might have to bring a little bit more of that topsoil up from around the outskirts of the pond. We do have a lot of topsoil out there by the pond though, so this shouldn't be an issue, but we don't want to have a huge step off the back porch. Kind of want to take one step and be able to step right on back down onto the grass. So that is the current plan. Driveway is pretty much complete at the time of me filming this voiceover as well. You'll be seeing that video very soon. We did have to wait a long time for the frost to get out of that sand though, as well as we had frost underneath that sand where the existing clay and topsoil already was. That area was frozen, so it took quite a while for the frost to thaw in the sand, as well as that frost to thaw out of the clay, the topsoil underneath that sand, before the water finally started to drain out of that driveway. And then Finney Trucking was able to get in there, dump us some loads of gravel. We did put some fabric down underneath the gravel, or should I say crushed concrete is the more technical and actual term of what we used, so that we didn't lose all that crushed concrete settling down into the sand. I'm going to zip out to the pond real quick here, and you guys can see how that is filling up. Springtime, it really filled up fast, but kind of getting a little bit of a delay right now at the time of me filming this voiceover again, that we haven't got a lot of rain lately, so it's kind of at a standstill, not filling much. I don't expect it to fill completely this year. Like I said, we're going to be digging this pond out a little bit more, putting some of that clay over here on this bank to make it more level. So if it doesn't get filled this year, I'm sure it will be getting filled next springtime. And this is the area over here on the other side of the ditch where we ended up taking a lot of sand from. We had a sand bank over here, and this was the sand that was used all around the sides of the house, as well as where the septic field's going to be. Has a little bit of better draining properties than the loamy sand that we took out of the pond. All the loamy sand out of the pond we ended up using for our driveway. I was just shooting out here though, taking a look at the apple tree that I trimmed or hacked up. I actually think I went out here later after that and trimmed it a little bit more. Right now, when I'm filming this voiceover, there has been quite a few gypsy moths eating on that apple tree though, so I got out there, sprayed it with a little BT, and hopefully that fends off the gypsy moth caterpillars for a little while. Hopefully it will be able to bear some fruit this year. I also did find another apple tree over there, so probably going to go ahead and trim that one next year. But being so late in the year this year, I'm not going to go ahead and try to attempt it right now. Great shot of the house coming all the way from the other side of the ditch, zooming up here. And yeah, over here on the other side of my truck, you can see a lot of that water standing. This took a little while to get a culvert, a 6-inch pipe in here to drain this water across our driveway, but the area is drying up very nicely now. We're actually going to put some corrugated 6-inch sock in here as well, so that water can all drain down into that pipe and then drain down the ditch on this side of the driveway. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below.